Antonia Adams was a tiny, elfin, delicate child from the time she was born. Her father thought she looked like an angel, with a fuzz of white blonde hair as a baby, soft blonde curls as she grew older, and big blue eyes. She would look directly at him, even before she could talk, as though she had something to say. She wasn't shy, at first, but became that way very quickly, living in the war zone between her parents. She knew when to talk and when not to, and most of the time, it was safer not to. She learned to disappear, to hide in the shadows, to make herself so small and stay so silent that they forgot she was in the room. And at the opportune moment, as their battles became more heated, she could slip away quietly. In their rage at each other, her parents forgot that Antonia existed, and was even in the same room with them. She had perfected the art of seeming invisible, almost like a ghost. She felt safest when no one was paying attention to her. She would sit alone in her room for hours, reading a book, or playing with her dolls, or just daydreaming and looking out the window, wondering about the people she saw walk by. When she saw other children, she wondered if their parents fought like that too, but she would never have dared to ask. She lived in a world full of adults, fraught with hostility, and saw other children only at school. She was smaller than the others, and they often assumed that she was younger than they were and called her a baby. She had no grandparents on either side, and both of her parents were only children, as she was, so there were no important adults in her life except her parents. She was made to feel like an intruder from the beginning. The only way she knew to remedy that was to stay out of sight. By the time she was 7, Antonia had perfected the art of seeming invisible and feeling that way. She was most comfortable when no one could see her. Being noticed by anyone, particularly her parents, seemed fraught with risk. Antonia looked nothing like her French mother, Fabienne Basquet, a fiery young woman with jet-black hair, porcelain-white skin, and lush lips enhanced by bright red lipstick. She had flashing dark eyes, as large as Antonia's, and for as long as Antonia could remember, her mother had been angry most of the time.